What's up, guys? I am here with Laura Stalinkeviciute. Yes?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, you guys, if you've heard this podcast before, we actually did an episode together. Seems like forever ago now. It wasn't too, yeah, yeah. So we're actually in Adam's house. Adam Atkinson is our coach, Team See You Later Leaner. So she was here in Vegas visiting, and I live in Arizona. So I drove out here so we could do a live podcast interview. We're both rocking our limitation crops.
Shining bright.
Yes. So if you're listening to this podcast episode, check it on YouTube because this is actually a full interview we're doing live. Like we're sitting on the floor in front of a video. This is the first time I've done one live in person. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's perfect too because we've been having a good time. We went and watched the Jay Cutler Classic and enjoyed that. So I want to just toss it over to you. Why don't you share a little bit about your competition history for those who didn't listen to the first episode, and then we'll kind of talk about what's going on now.
All right, so I'm a Bikini Pro right now. So I got my pro card 2 years ago, or almost longer than a year ago. In December, in my first NPC show, which was in Lithuania. Of course, I competed before. I was in that IFBB Elite Federation for 4 years, and then when I switched, I just got my pro card at first try, which is kind of unusual. So I was surprised because I didn't know what to expect, but I was kind of familiar with the posing, with what being on stage means, like with judges judging you. So I don't know. I can say I was kind of new, but kind of not new. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. And right now, I'm just still building my improvement season, and hoping to compete very soon.
Yeah. I think it'll be awesome too because when you have a journey like that where you go pro at your very first
show, MC show at least.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing, and that's not something you expect for sure. Yeah, and it's that day I was probably the happiest person on earth. But right now, of course, I have different goals. I'm super excited to finally start my pro season because I definitely took that time to build. And yeah, I'm excited for what's next, especially being in Vegas,
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. What happened yesterday? Because you went to the meeting, the athletes meeting, you got to chit chat with Sandy, you demoed a lot of the posing. So talk about like what her feedback was for you and what you're now thinking.
Yeah, so basically that was also crazy because I wasn't expecting to meet Sandy yesterday at all. I was shopping.
You've never met her, right? Like she wasn't the judge at your
no, not at all. And I was basically shopping in the shop, calmly buying my groceries when I got a call from James, which is the owner of Elevation, and he just told me, Laura, can you come? No, not even can. She told me, Laura, are you coming? Sandy's here. She wants to see you. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'm coming. I mean, I was so excited. I just drew back home. Took my shorts with me, sports bra, because I don't have my bikini yet, but still, it's fine. I took those with me. Then we drew to the casino where she was at, and yeah, I met her. I was so excited, so nervous because, yeah, honestly, just it doesn't happen that often, and I was kind of feeling like I'm dreaming, but yeah, it happened. At least, it happened and it seriously happened. Yeah, so even now I get those feelings back because it was yesterday, but yeah, I couldn't sleep this night too after that. So basically what she told me, it wasn't that much that I need to change. She just told me that I should do Wasatch Pro, which is next week. I of course I
She actually told you you should do it.
yeah, I need to do it. Yeah, but of course, it's a week from now, so I won't be able because I don't have my bikini, I don't have heels, I don't have tickets. I'm flying back to Lithuania for a little bit, so that's tricky. But yeah, she basically told me to compete as soon as I can. Yeah, she recommended a few shows that I should do, which are pretty close. And yeah, she just told me to get a little bit fuller because of course I was very lean, depleted, didn't eat anything before. So just yeah, to fill out a little bit more, not any striations in my shoulders, but other than that, it's just I'm good to go, I think.
Wow.
So yeah, and that was so unexpected because I stopped my initial prep for Wasatch, which are supposed to be there, yeah, just because I thought when I started tuning out that I don't have the size needed, especially seeing the girls that are very muscular, which is amazing, and I really admire that. But I guess everyone seems a little bit bigger on social media, and I never had an experience or met them before. So yeah, being here and seeing people how they actually look like made me realize that maybe I'm not that far away and I actually have that muscle. It's just the confidence thing and just not being sure. Yeah.
I find sometimes when I meet people in person, I have a wake up call of like, they're very different. Like, it's not even just height, right? Like, a lot of times initially we're like, oh, they're much taller, they're much shorter, whatever. But a lot of the bikini pros that I've met in person are much smaller than they appear online. They're not as like big.
Exactly. Even yeah, I just trained with Ashley a couple of times and I was like, wow, I mean, in the best possible way. She definitely looked bigger on stage, but
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, I honestly I thought those girls are huge, but apparently they aren't. So you cannot judge everything based on social media or what do you see on stage. And unless you stand with them on stage or at least meet them, you won't realize how much of improvements you need to make, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that brings up a interesting point maybe about stats, body stats, because people post online like, oh, I'm on stage and I'm XYZ pounds and I'm this height. And when you're that height and you're not that weight, you do think you're too small.
Oh,
You're like, well, they're 127 pounds. I'm
This is so
109.
tricky because everyone can weight the same, for example, but look completely different. Proportions are different. Body fat distribution is different. Muscle mass is different. Just everything. Bone even weights a little bit differently. So yeah, it's just you can't compare with based on what you see on social media. Never.
Yeah.
And now I realize that this because before I was such a I don't know, just naive maybe even, you know. Yeah.
Well, I can understand that because one, you're living in another country, you're not exposed to the
No one is doing
American
bodybuilding at all.
Yeah, and a lot of those girls up there in the lineup, top six, are all living pretty much in the United States.
Yeah.
So actually, I believe they all are. So you're not able to be exposed to that necessarily.
And also, I think because IFBB Elite Federation is so popular in the entire Europe, in that federation, not every single, but I mean, girls are smaller, have less muscle, so you don't even have that much of a chance to compare yourself with anyone because it's different. It's different federations. So being here and experiencing NPC through IFBB Pro League is so much different. So yeah.
So what would you tell someone out there who feels like they need to grow, but they've never actually seen someone in person?
If you can come here and just see those people or just go to a show if you can, of course. If you can, then that's unfortunate, but you can always do a show, maybe just do a show.
Yeah.
Just do a show, yeah, NPC show, and you'll see where you stand. There's also more of those in Europe now as well. Not as much as here, because here it is happening every single weekend, basically. But yeah, you can definitely do a show and just know where you stand, and then you will know, do you need to grow? Do you need to downsize maybe? Maybe you are underestimating yourself. So you never know. And I should tell the same thing to myself. And right now, yeah, I just after talking to Sandy, seeing Olympians, meeting them, yeah, I realize I don't I, I just overthink. Even now I'm overthinking and not being English speaking person. It's even more difficult when all of those thoughts comes to my head and I try to put everything in places, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah, I can see that. And it's different culture, different experience.
Everything's
So
different, but it's so awesome. I genuinely love it here. It's just, I don't know, I'm here only a week and a half and I already feel like I'm home. And I was even telling this to Adam. Um, Honestly, I think the thing why I do feel so welcome and so at home here is basically because, of course, in Lithuania, I didn't have those people around me. And I was pretty much living this lifestyle, this life, watching all the podcasts, all the videos, all the bodybuilders, watching shows while being there, even though I wasn't here physically, I was kind of here because I was a part of this all. And now when I am here, I just feel like everything's familiar. I know those people. Talking to them feels like I know them for years, and I just don't feel like I am out of place, which I kind of did in Lithuania just because no one is interested in bodybuilding. They don't understand the lifestyle. They don't understand why you need to, I don't know, stop I don't know, what you are doing just because you need to eat or you need to train or you need to get your cardio and no one gets that. And here everything is just everything does the same. So
so that made you feel like you fit in more.
yeah.
And it's funny because I think sometimes Americans are like, everyone does it. You know, it's so normal, almost like when you're around it all the time, it breeds like a different mentality, I think, too. Because I'm like, it's very normal here to find bodybuilder friends, especially in Vegas. I mean, yes, and I found great bodybuilder friends in Arizona. So it's a lot more prominent here and it's a lot more well known. And I think the exposure of things online, like you said, helps it.
Yeah.
But now that you're here and you love it so much, could you see yourself like moving here, living here? Is that the plan?
Sure. That's actually in the works. And when I am saying this, I'm hoping that I am putting this into universe. Everyone hears it. But yeah, but I honestly I have no doubts that it will happen. We are working on that and yeah, hopefully it will happen soon. We'll see how it goes. But I'm hoping for the best. And I honestly, yeah, I just feel that I have things to do here. I am way happier here, way more motivated. Even energy feels differently. I wake up. I know it's been a week and a half. It's not much, but I already can tell it's just I feel like myself here. I don't know. It's just hard to explain, but I feel so good. Honestly, yeah.
Well, it's interesting to me because this is like coming from someone who grew up somewhere completely different. So I'm getting to hear it from like your outsider perspective. It's kind of like you're seeing this place that I've seen normally with a fresh pair of eyes, and it gives me like more gratitude for it as well. I'm like, yeah, like this community is amazing. It's a blessing to have people who actually understand us. Like even just being able to talk with you, like yeah, we get it. Like we know the lifestyle, and it's not like in other places where maybe they don't understand. You're alone in it. You have to always explain yourself. You're constantly like maybe on defense mode.
Defense mode, that's such a good word. Yeah, this is how I always felt there. Just because you can't say, yeah, I just need to eat because no one will understand. Then you try to explain yourself, then it gets over and over and over the same conversation with everyone. And it's just you get tired. And as I said, you feel out of place and just yeah, honestly, just super blessed to have those opportunities. Also, I understand that I'm very lucky to meet those people because I know that not every single person is that kind or is that good. But from what I experienced and the people I met so far, it just feels right. So
yeah, definitely.
Even you.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, such a good energy.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And as we're like talking, I was thinking about how you started working with Adam.
Yeah.
And he's obviously a giver and he's very kind. So what are you guys like? How did you come to that? What are you guys focusing on together that's maybe different from past experience?
Yeah, so what I really like about him, he cares about his people for sure. And health is number one priority, which is the same for me, because if you want to be successful in the sport, you must be healthy. You can't do a show or two and just run your health into the ground and then stop, basically. So I really like that. So initially how we started, I just contacted him for hormones just to check if everything's fine. I wanted to fix some things after being stage lean, prepping. All hormones get very shitty.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So we worked on that. I wasn't planning to start working with him. I just wanted to fix my hormones and that's it. But we just continued to talk and talk and talk and talk, and eventually I decided to start working with him, and I really love it. I love how thoughtful he is, and yeah, just basically this is my response.
Yeah,
I don't know what to
I feel the same exact way working with him personally. Like it's the thoughtfulness, it's the methodology, it's the care, it's the consideration, and then having you actually be out here connecting with them, meeting with them, like they're seeing you in person. And me and Adam were, yes, because he told me that you guys usually check in with WhatsApp, and he didn't know you were as lean as you actually are.
And that was crazy too, because when I send him videos, I don't know what it is with my camera, but quality is so poor, and even graininess on the videos, you can't even see the lines of my body. So it's hard to judge. You kind of see the shape, okay, shape is right, but you don't know how lean am I. So that's one thing. Another thing also, online will never change seeing someone in person, so that will be super helpful, especially if I am planning to stay here long term. That will help me improve even more, because we can make adjustments as we go while he sees me, so that's good too. Another thing that I remember that I was telling you when we were watching the show, in Lithuania we don't have that much great of equipment and gyms. So experiencing the gyms here for me is also incredible, and I think it will help me improve even more, just because I have access to better type of things, which I didn't before. So that's a lot of exciting stuff, and I love working. I love to work, and I'm just so excited for it. Yeah.
Your goal is obviously to go to the Olympia.
Win it.
Yes.
I'm not afraid of saying that at all. Yeah. And I will do so, putting into the universe. Yeah. And I'm not saying this in cocky way. Yeah, I'm the best. I'll win. Yeah, no, but I know it's right. I know I'm working towards it, and when it is the time, I'll get it. So yeah.
Well, when we very first had our interview, you said that before you go on stage, you say, I'm the best, I'm the best.
Yeah. And once again, it's not in a cocky way. It's just to create that confidence for myself, because all of the energy you how do you say, not produce, but put out.
Yeah.
People can feel it, and then you feel differently. People feels differently about you, and just this is how you shine, and this is when judges sees you. Wow, look at that girl.
Yes.
Yeah, she believes in herself. She came here to win, and we're gonna give her that. So
yes, absolutely. And you had great feedback from Sandy. And what I wanted to go back to too was you've never met Sandy. So a lot of us, like, even you saw the regional competitors are standing in front of her today, hoping, of course, for feedback to go to nationals. But you actually got to meet her, you got feedback, you get good experience, you look phenomenal, your like feedback is go and do it. And to tell you to go and do a show that's an Olympia qualifier is a big deal as well. Like she wouldn't just say that, I don't think, just to say it. She probably wants to see you up there next to those girls. But I want to put in perspective too for the listeners, like what your current life looks like in Lithuania just to actually get to the gym. You go quite a ways, right?
That as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's different being here too, just because I save probably at least 4 hours of my day being
That's
here.
so crazy.
Yeah. Yes, but I kind of think it's what makes you tough, it also helps you, so yeah, so yeah, basically in Lithuania, I am driving, not driving. I'm going with bus because I don't have my driving license. For 2 hours to one side and then 2 hours to come back from the gym, which is a lot of time.
I was gonna ask you about that because when you were chatting earlier, you said you didn't have your license yet.
Yeah.
It's like, but Fran told me she has to get to the gym. It's like a 2 hour
Drive.
Yeah.
With buses. With the car,
Yeah.
it would be faster. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's I definitely will be getting my license as soon as possible. Even being here, it will be so much easier than using Ubers and paying for that, which
Yeah.
would be crazy. Yeah, so that's in the making. But yeah, it's different, and I of course love to have more energy for my workouts because I don't need to spend 2 hours just commuting to the gym. So yeah.
And you don't have to answer this part, but I'm curious, and if you want to share, cool. But like, how were you able to afford to leave your life there, come here, spend time here?
Well, I mean, I don't care of sharing this or not,
Yeah.
so that's totally fine, and that's a good question. I am an online coach, and I do have an amazing team of the girls, which I'm super thankful for. Basically, this is how I am able to do so. So being an online coach, it lets me to have a lot of flexibility, of course, money, which I can spend on my competing, on my traveling, and all this stuff. So this is how I make a living, and I love it. And I just I honestly I get inspired by them so much just because I don't know, nothing can change the feeling you get when the person you are coaching is happy and seeing those changes and getting those wins, and even the smallest wins, like I was able to go out with my parents without fearing to eat or that I should count my calories, because it's not only about being strict or being, I don't know, just counting all the time. You also need to have balance, which is, as you know it better than me, probably. It's so important. And just fitness and everything is about learning your body, knowing how to relax sometimes, knowing how to be able, of course, to track and to have that structure and to have everything. But it's just, it's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
And when I get those messages that, yay, I was able to do so, I was like,
That's super awesome. Those are lifestyle clients.
Yeah, mainly. This is what I do, mainly lifestyle. Right now, I have a few competitors, but right now I'm working with lifestyle and I'm loving it.
That's awesome to have like a few competitors as well, just
Yeah.
kind of see if you like it. And
yeah, I think the more I compete, the more competitors I will be able to have on my team.
Yeah.
But right now, it's majority lifestyle.
That's awesome. And you're 20, I forgot, 24, right?
Yesterday, I told
Yeah, you were 23.
So yeah, so I thought I am 23, but just to clarify, I am 24 right now. My birthday is in January, so yeah, so I'm
Recent
24.
birthday.
Pretty recent birthday. I blame it on pandemic.
Yes.
It stole a few years. So,
Yes.
yeah, I'm 24.
Yeah, no, I told you, you're definitely not alone in that. But I think it's important to highlight your age because there are people getting started at your age, and there's people who are feeling like it's too late at your age, which is crazy.
Oh, no.
So crazy.
No, you're just getting started.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, because people like we have a long ways to go. There's a lot of potential. But I want to go back to what you said with your lifestyle clients, celebrating them, that motivates you. That's how you make your living. I know you have a really popular YouTube channel as well, which is awesome.
And right now I'm doing it in English finally for, I believe, for 2 years almost, because before I was doing
really
everything. I'm loving it. It's just my slow computer that drives me crazy to edit those videos, and it just takes ages. Yeah, because I love to edit. I love editing, but when you are waiting to load something for like 5 minutes, then it gets tiring.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not even doing this. Yeah. So sometimes I edit some of my videos on my iPhone, so I just re-upload it. So that's a little bit easier, but of course the quality isn't as great, but it works.
How many hours would you say you spend a week editing for YouTube?
I think I spend more time filming, to be honest. Yeah, but editing, if that's just a vlog, I can spend like 2 days, but I need to be quite some time on that video because I love adding all the effects, all the little notes, or even, I don't know, just macros on some vids and all of those, even workouts. Like, I like to add some tips on the side as well, just something that I didn't say on the video or something like that. But I understand that not a lot of people reads those, so that's kind of sad. You put a lot of work into writing those tips down, and not everyone sees it, but I still love it. Yeah.
So they call you unicorn.
Unicorn, yeah.
But obviously, I think I understand the nickname. You're like a genetic
Yeah.
freak, and you look
I
amazing.
think so too. I don't have an explanation for it,
Okay.
but it's just so funny. It's kind of an inside joke. Even a few days back, actually, we were in the Madame Tussauds or something like that in
Yeah.
Vegas trip, and they were selling unicorns, and I thought it was cute, and I almost didn't bought it, but it was too expensive. But yeah,
Oh,
whenever I
so
see
cute.
unicorns right now, I want to buy everything, so I'm trying to pace myself because it's just cute little inside joke. But yeah,
Yeah,
I like the unicorn.
it's a
Yeah.
good name.
It's my favorite emoji right now.
Oh, well, probably because you guys are using it so much too, which is awesome. And you have faith that you're gonna make it to the Olympia. You have faith you're gonna come to America. You had faith in your coaching business. You built that. How did you develop that belief in yourself that you would do what you say you're gonna do?
Wow, okay. That's a good question. That's a strong one. I need a good answer for it. Okay, let me think. I think I never had huge trouble to believe in myself for some reason. Maybe it's the way we grew up, maybe because my mom was very strong. I kind of had an example for it and I was confident. Um, Maybe that's how I develop it, but of course it still takes a lot of work. I wouldn't say I am the most confident person on earth, but I definitely believe that I can achieve things as long as I'm working towards them. So maybe now that I'm thinking, maybe it's because I actually do the work. I know I'm gonna get it because probably when you are lazy, you don't have that much of confidence in yourself. So that's maybe one thing that definitely adds a lot to it. Yeah, so I think it's the work, it's the belief, it's just good people around me, which of course, as I said, I have great support team here. I didn't before, but my family always supports me, so that's good. And I think, yeah, I think you just have to start believing yourself, and then people will believe in you too.
Yeah, no, that's definitely been clear because a lot of us who have seen you and who have gotten to connect with you, like you're so genuine, you're so kind. You are. You are like I don't doubt for a second you will achieve these things. And yeah, I was telling Fran that I'm glad you
Everybody scares it.
yeah. I was telling Fran I appreciate that you were like adamant about me getting out here because I was like, I'm getting my routine at home and I was yeah. And I was like, me and you had this conversation. I had it in my calendar for so long.
Yeah.
And I was like traveling all the time. And then I was like, I'm enjoying being at home. But then it was exactly what I needed. Like I needed to come out here myself. And so what I did, last time I was here, like I slept in this room and I was getting ready for preps and stuff. And like being back here, it reminded me of that. And I think environment is a big thing.
It's so major. This is what I was telling you about, that feeling you get here. It's just so different. And when you feel good, of course, you want to do more, you get more motivated. And it's just, yeah, it's just everything you need basically here.
I have a random question.
Oh no.
What distractions do you think other people have that prevent them from their goals, specifically in competing?
Yeah. So to me, I don't have those distractions because I'm very focused in my bubble. But of course, I understand that other people or can have those distractions. So of course, friends, going on the weekends, maybe even not having a support or at least someone who does similar things to you, that can get very tricky because if you are the only one doing so, for some people it can definitely be hard to tell no, especially if no one understands what you are doing, then it's difficult. But I think as long as you want it, you just start doing it, you just stick to it as hard as it is, of course with some ups and downs, some slip ups, but you just do it, you have a plan, and eventually, if not those people will start believing in you, you will find other people that will. So I think it's just, yeah, just start from yourself and just don't give up. I know how cheesy it sounds, but seriously, it starts from you, and then everyone should understand eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you weed people out through your own behaviors and actions and the way that you talk and think. Like if you always engage in a certain type of discussion with someone, you're gonna attract more people who like that type of
Exactly the
discussion.
same energy too. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
When you're talking about goals and like things that you're excited about, things you want to achieve, you tend to attract more of that.
And the more you complain, the more negative you are, the more you tell those phrases, oh my gosh, it's so hard. Then you're gonna attract that to your life. And those people as well, and that negativity is just, I always believed in energy and just believing in yourself, having that positive mindset. Again, it sounds cheesy, but it works, and it works so well. And I can tell it from the experience that I am living my dream life. I pretty much have everything, if not better, that I was dreaming about, which is incredible. And of course, I think you should also make sure to appreciate those things, because if you don't, then I don't know if you're gonna have those things for long, you know?
Yeah.
You need to be grateful. You need to never stop working towards those things, and just be a good human in general, because I always say good things happens to good people, and this is true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
And bad things happen to good people.
that's
and
true
good,
too.
yeah.
But you just need to work it out.
Exactly. Yeah. And like there's this phrase in a song that I like that says a heart full of gratitude is a magnet for miracles. And I really like that. And it's something I'll send you the song, but I couldn't tell you what it is off the top of my head. I'd have to rap it. Will be better. But yeah, once I remember it, I'll send it to you. But yeah, it's like that's the mentality that I think triggers growth. And I think we can go through things like I've been through some really challenging things in my life, but what's kept me resilient is like having that faith and having that trust that things will work out, they will be okay. Earlier, you and I were talking about your siblings, and I was actually curious, like, what their take is on your lifestyle. Because you said your mom's supportive, so and she was a strong figure in your life. She is a strong figure in life. So, what is it like to have two younger sisters?
I mean, of course, my own family as well as sisters and my mom supports me. But it's also, what does it mean to have younger sisters? We grew up pretty much without my dad, just because he is in our life, but we just rarely see each other and stuff like that. So I kind of was a dad person in our family. How do you say?
Circle?
Tree? Circle. Yeah.
Unit? System?
Basically, I was a father and my mom was mom.
Got it.
And sister. Yeah.
Okay, you played the father role.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of, they are looking up to me, but they also have their own way of living. They have different goals, different things they like doing. So of course, my little sister actually, she works out. She was a gymnast. So she kind of gets it more than my middle one, but my middle one is more artsy one, makeup, even games sometimes. But yeah, she goes to art school. So yeah, so her job, her paintings and stuff is just crazy, crazy beautiful. Yeah, so I love it, and yeah, I have great family. I don't remember your question. I'm so sorry.
No, I was curious about like their outlook on
Yeah.
on you, and that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, so I would love to bring them here actually eventually.
Yeah.
They would love to see United States. They've never been here, so that would be fun.
They've never been here, but
Oh,
you've
no.
been multiple times.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the brand deals and
Yeah, competing, people I know, collaborations, work stuff, vacation stuff, all the fun things.
yeah. So at 23, like
24.
24, gosh.
Even you know.
I know. So at 24, like, I mean, I'm just gonna say it straight up, but if you don't want to talk about it, it's okay. But like, I'll be thinking about relationships too, like romantic partnership, and like I am curious if that's something you're considering or no, because of the moving.
I don't know if you know, I have a boyfriend.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I have him, and he of course supports me.
You're like, I have him, and that is.
He's back home with me. Yeah, yeah. So he's very supportive. He travels a lot with me, but right now he didn't. Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but right now he couldn't just because he has work. He doesn't work online, so he isn't as flexible as me. But eventually we will see how things go, and hopefully I'll do here really well. Then we'll see. Time will show. Yeah.
So are you willing to have that type of distance potentially?
Yeah, yeah, because I'm such a, I don't know how do you say this in English, but career person driven. So yeah, I'm willing to do that, and he doesn't mind, of course. But even if he would mind, I'd still do it just because
It's your dream. You're a
Yeah,
go-getter.
exactly. You can't sacrifice your life and your dreams for other people. Of course, you should be helping them, supporting them, but you know what I mean. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
Oh my God, such a good question because I always forget 5 years or something like that. I just get missed because
Yeah,
it's a
because-
long
yes.
period of time. So 5 years. Yeah, I think. No, I think 5. I think 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he fit as well?
Yeah, he works out too.
Nice.
Actually, we met in bodybuilding competition in Lithuania, so this is nice.
Gosh, okay, so I'm sorry I forgot about that, but I'm glad I did
No,
because we got to have
it's
that.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, so because I was thinking there's a lot of people who like don't have necessarily that drive or they're not willing to put aside relationships for the career. And I think you said it perfectly. Like you need to have people in your life who support you for who you are.
And if they don't, then bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, same. It's hard sometimes when that happens, and I'm sure there's people listening who are like, I'm in a situation where I'm not being supported, and I know I've had clients who are like,
especially being in the long term when you are together for a long time. I mean,
yes. And if you're changing, you're not who you were when you. Yes,
Yes.
much harder than like starting in the lifestyle.
Yeah, and then you can figure it out right away, and then then yes, then yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's great that he's supportive. He respects your dream, understands it, wants to uplift you in it. Now, what does your training look like? Your nutrition look like? Because you're freaking lean, and like I'm like,
I got leaner once I got here. Yeah, I think it's the weather.
Something in the air. It hasn't hit me yet.
I think it's well. Yeah, so I train almost daily just because I love it, and I try to structure my workouts this way so I wouldn't overdo things and I could recover well. If I'm not recovering, then definitely I'm taking a rest day and then going at it again. Yeah, but for now, I feel great. I have a lot of energy. Things are progressing, so it's good. Basically, I train one day lower, other day upper, lower, upper. As a bikini girl, you always focus on your glutes, shoulders, and that's it, I think.
Pretty much. Look at us.
Yeah, I was thinking of a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, so there's that. Also, I needed to increase my food while I'm here just because I started to lean out. So, for calories right now, I eat 2,300 plus. This is kind of normal for me. I sometimes the biggest I got in my improvement season, the highest, probably was 27, 28. But I'm not sure. It just varies. Depends on how much I move and stuff like that. I'm pretty active. I do a lot of steps. I love moving. I would rather eat more and move more than just do less of it all. So yeah, so I love eating, I love moving, I love training, so that all works.
Yeah, you've always been like that.
I think so. Yeah, I did a lot of different. I tried at least different sports before, like beach volleyball. What else? Athletics, even sports dancing stuff.
Oh, what?
Yeah. What else did I play? Definitely did something else. Oh, swimming. I did swimming as well. Yeah, and just I was an active kid. Yeah, I roller skated, or is it called that?
Yeah,
Roller
roller
skating.
skating, like, it's
Yeah,
interchangeable.
yeah. So I did that as well. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't love roller skating. Did you notice that?
I know. Yeah. I will still use rollerblades for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh, well, for cardio and
I love it
everything.
so much. Yeah, yeah,
I haven't done it since I was a kid though, so
yeah. You need to. It's
yeah.
so good for the legs and just cardio and just.
I love when I see the videos of the girls like doing it and they're doing like dancing and
I'm not that good. I'm a little bit less good, but yeah, I love it. Yeah.
that's amazing. So in being here, have people been curious about where you're from, or do they just assume you're from here?
Oh no, because of my accent, they always ask where I'm from. But I like that. I used to be a little bit shy about it. I used to be afraid even in talking in English just because I was afraid to make mistakes, then I will feel out of place or that people won't understand me. But now the more people I meet, I realize that there's a lot of people from all different countries here and I just whatever. Like you tell me how it is called. How is it called? I just yeah, so
You probably have to repeat that a lot.
yeah, oh yeah. But it's getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm thinking if there's anything else that we could get into. The only other
I wish we had those questions on Instagram or something like that.
oh, we should have done that. I
Yeah.
didn't even think
Maybe
of that.
next time there will be
Well,
lots more.
We can invite them if you guys have follow-up questions or things you want us to chat about. I realized we haven't even looked at the screen like this whole time because I was like,
I think it's fine because usually when I'm thinking right now, usually when you do podcasts, you don't look in the screen, so that's kind of
yeah,
and people also can feel that we are really engaged and we aren't trying to look at ourselves because it always distracts.
yeah, exactly. So if you guys do have follow-up questions, send them through to us. You could DM us, let us know you want us to cover it on Confessions of a Bikini Pro podcast, which is what you're listening to in case you missed that. We're gonna have probably a breakdown of this. I'll send it over to my assistant, have her go through everything, write down timestamps, get information out. But how can people connect with you and follow your journey to the Miss Bikini Olympia title?
So I share a lot of stuff on my Instagram, of course. You mentioned my YouTube, so there's on YouTube you can engage way more. You can show way more things, which I love. So you can find me on YouTube. I believe links will be below, right?
Yes, I'll put all the links.
Amazing.
Well, my assistant
So yeah, I think Instagram and YouTube basically. This is where I'm the most active. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I've been meaning to ask you about this.
Oh, and you can contact me for online coaching as well.
Yes,
I do accept plans.
Where? At where can they contact you?
On my Instagram, it's the best. Or yeah, Instagram would be the best. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Is this elevation?
Yeah.
Okay, I was
I
curious.
love those socks. I guess I'm wearing them. I need to ask James for more because he was telling me that they ordered new ones. I believe they will be in black and also black and white, which I don't have, and those are very easy to match with
Yes,
outfits.
everything.
Yeah, so I love wearing socks, even on leggings, but yeah, it's the
I-
cutest with shorts.
I would show you mine, but they're like hidden in here. Well, maybe I can actually show you some. Okay, like they're like puppy dogs on there, so I always wear those.
No,
And they have ears actually.
There once,
Yes.
you can do such a cute
Yes, I think so too. Like I love a crew sock with when I see girls wearing even with leggings or sweats, even the way that they like have it hit perfectly.
I love that. Yeah.
It's a vibe. And I thought yours were cute and I saw you guys had been matching. So I was like, wait, what's going on?
No,
Okay, I figured I should ask. Awesome. Okay, so before we wrap up, I'm gonna ask one last rapid fire question. What are the gyms you've been to in Vegas that you would recommend?
I was pretty gonna ask something else, but okay. So the gym I love most, of course, is Elevation that we just talked about the socks. But also I was in Dragon Lair and I really like it.
Especially because
it's good for content.
and the story.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I know
You
we have
reminded me
but I'm like,
of
you need to like tell the story. Yeah.
Yes, recently it's a fun story. You should listen. Yes, recently, Lex Lewis owns the Dragon Slayers gym. And 2 years back, or a little bit more than that, I was in Dubai at the expo and I met him. So we talked a little bit. And I was just telling him that once I'll be a pro, I'll come to her gym and train there and gonna meet you. And this is what happened. I became a pro actually, I think almost half a year after I told him that. So now I came to his gym and I trained and I will be coming there more, hopefully to meet him as well and to tell him the same story because I think it's exciting and I hope he would like to hear that. Yeah, so I saw him at today's show, I think. Yeah, but he was far away, so I just didn't bother to run through to him. Yeah. So but I'm sure I'll have those opportunities to tell him that. So yeah, that's exciting. I like the gym. It's beautiful for content. All the fires or all the dark stuff, bodybuilders with tattoos. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. That's I would say of all the gyms I've worked out, Vegas, Dragon's Lair is my favorite. But I've really only been to Dragon's Lair and Fit Club. I haven't been. Yeah, I haven't been yet.
That one is very nice, and they have very, very good equipment.
Yeah, that matters.
Smith machine is so smooth because mine one that I train at my home country, Lithuania, that one is just like you almost feel like you are injuring yourself with it. So that's a big change for me.
Good. Yeah. So if you guys listen all the way through, you got your Vegas tips, of course. So I'm going to put all the links to connect with her down below. You'll be able to do that and you can see all the description, the show notes, share this with your friends, your teammates, people you are interested in having understand bodybuilding more as well. And then of course, if you guys want to connect with me at celestial_fit on Instagram, you can message me and say, hey, let's bring Laura on again, or let's do an Instagram live and talk about these things.
Please see that because
it was awesome. I'm so glad that I came out here. I hope you guys like this in-person style interview. Actually, I connected with Studio G this weekend too, and he's thinking of maybe producing one for me in Arizona as well. I told him I was recording with you. I was like, oh, that would have been cool. So we'll keep you guys. Yes, lots more. Yeah, now that you're moving here. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you're in the world while you're listening to this episode. Just you know that. Oh my gosh.